Hello, Zinfer here. You might remember me from the variety of comics or illustrations you've seen perusing on the social media sites, and you're like, hey, that's kind of cute, or wow, that makes me laugh, or what a fantastic piece of art that is. At least that's what I'm telling myself everyone's thinking when they see it. It's been such a ride to see how my random middle of the night decision to make a silly Angels of Death comic has resulted in me just not being able to stop. I have so many ideas that are just bubbling up inside of me. I've written a ton of them down, but I can only have so much time in the day. But with these characters, with like Zack and Ray and everybody, there's just so much potential there. They're just so bubbling up with personality that there's so much fun to be had. I just wish I had more time. So when I'm not dabbling in these silly little comics of mine, I'm a freelance illustrator. So I'm working with clients on books or illustrations for games or what have you, whatever someone might need, which is definitely a dream career of mine. I'm so happy to be doing it. But I have a serious hunger to be able to produce my own stuff. I really like doing these comics, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it just for random fun all the time anyway. But a girl has to make a living, you see. So with all of these ideas sitting here ready to go, I really wish I could make more than one comic a week. I would like to be able to make as many as I can, but time is money, and sadly, right at the moment, I can only afford so many hours a week to make them. So only on Fridays am I updating. So by setting up this Patreon, I'm hoping, or just curious to see, if there's enough fans out there who would be willing to contribute a bit to allow me to make more content per week. Right now, my main project is the Angels of Death spin-off comic that's basically a slice-of-life comedy that takes place after the game ends. And so for the patrons who want to support me making more of this kind of content, you get early access to the comic, as well as process work, and according to which tier you contribute, high-res versions of my illustrations. And also you'll be doing everyone else a favor because they be getting more comics every week as well. So they can all say thank you, and I can say thank you for letting me make more content. So basically, every Friday I will continue to update my comic, but depending on the amount of support I can get on Patreon, I will be able to add additional hours of work to make more of this kind of content. So if we start really small or hardly any, maybe I'll only be able to produce one illustration or like a silly little image. And if I get a little bit more, perhaps a 2-page comic. And to do a full-fledged, maybe 8 or 10 panel comic, I need about at least $60 a week. If I'm going to do an extra one every week. Now, in addition to my comic, I also have my illustration work and personal projects I'll be keeping up with, and my patrons can take part in polls and suggestions for what I would like to work on next. All that being said, I have been having so much fun making these comics, and I am grateful to everyone checking them out. And if you can contribute any little bit, $1, doesn't matter, I would be super appreciative. And I'm just having so much fun, and I'm hoping that I can continue to make people laugh, or feel warm and fuzzy, or emotional. Just super fun. And thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope you enjoy the coming comic this Friday.